Robert Haley stars as Charlie McMahon in Pumped Up.
Yeah, I know. I made the 6 o'clock news. Big deal. All I did was help some officers solve a case. Or 3. To tell you the truth, Louis, it makes me nervous. Because I like it too much. Don't know why that should surprise me. 15 years on the force. It was my life. Stitching time clocks.
That Charlie McMahon?
That's right.
Saw you on the news.
Yeah?
Yeah. Very impressive after all these years.
Yeah, who is this anyway?
We'll get to that, honey.
Fine. Then what's all this about?
A crime.
What kind of crime?
The robbery kind. 10,000 in cash. I want you to investigate.
Why not call the cops?
I trust you.
But you don't trust the police.
You kidding?
Then why trust me?
You busted me once, back in the 80s.
I busted a lot of people back then.
How many were carrying 20 grand and 5 keys of hash?
Hannah Andrews.
Bingo. You turned in all the cash, so I trust you.
This money you lost, is it the same kind of money I caught you with?
Maybe.
So you can't go to the cops. It's dirty money.
No, I can't go to the cops because they're the ones who ripped me off.
Police officers?
There were 2 of them. Overbuilt apes and out-of-style leather. Narcs.
What makes you so sure?
A police shield. A police-issue revolver in my face. That and their heartfelt assurances.
Anybody you recognized?
No, and I make it my business to know the enemy. They're undercover, new guys.
How did it go down?
Guy comes up to the door carrying a pizza. Rings. I told him go away. I don't eat pizza. But the guy keeps yelling, you gotta pay for the pizza, you gotta pay for the pizza. I unlock the door to tell him to blow, and blam, this Schwarzenegger clone I didn't see kicks it open. The badge. The gun. The 2 of them start looking for my stash.
They find it?
Hey, I'm a pro. I never keep quantity at home. But I was about to make a buy. There was 10 grand in a brown paper bag sitting on the coffee table.
And?
And what do you think? They take the money, say I'm lucky not to be busted, and split with my cash.
So, you called me?
Not right off. I told my tale of woe around a bit and learned that this was not an unrelated incident.
How many other incidents have you heard about?
10, maybe 12. Makes everybody very edgy, like, sorry man, I know you fronted me a key, but the drug cops stole it. Things turn ugly. It gets dangerous. For everybody.
You think that's the plan? Destabilize the market?
I think the plan is for a bunch of sleazoid drug cops to get rich. And if they keep going, somebody's going to end up dead.
This we don't need. What did you tell her?
That I'd look into it. I could have gone to narcotics, but if they're implicated...
You're sure? Why take a dealer's word?
Hannah wouldn't invent a story that makes her look weak. Not with her ego.
Still, 2 undercover cops blow their cover to rip her off? Doesn't sound likely. I'm going to call Lloyd Harden.
Who's he?
Runs the undercover agents. Bit of a hothead, but rock solid. I'll reach out.
Then I guess I'm done.
Now hold on, Charlie. You know what the chief's going to say. This has got to be handled with great delicacy, Kirk. Great delicacy.
Stop right there. I can't afford to keep investigating your cases for you. I've got a business to run.
What if we were in a position to offer you some compensation?
You want to hire me?
As a consultant. Interdepartmental communications.
Interdepartmental communications? What's that?
Kind of a company slush fund. No, seriously, it's a real committee with a real budget and real programs. I got you $500 a day plus expenses. That's our top-end fee.
How would it work?
You're assigned a liaison team.
Gray and Fieldstein?
If you want. And you report to me.
Why would somebody working for Interdepartmental Communications report to the head of homicide?
Multitasking. I'm still Unit Commander Homicide, but I'm also the newly appointed chair of Interdepartmental Communications.
Is that a promotion?
It's a step in the right direction. What do you say?
Okay. I'm in.
Interdepartmental communications. I love it. Up until last week, all they did was organize curling, bowling, and darts. Here's the Andrews file. Possession with intent, 1991. She pleaded out, did he hear?
Anything current?
Let's check the CIDB.
CIDB? Well, that's the Mountie system, right?
You're getting the knack of this. The Criminal Investigation Database. If Hannah's been up to anything lately, ta-da!
What do you got?
Undercover report. Hannah's still in business. Small-time sales, grass, coke, ecstasy. Just a blip on the radar. Too small to warrant a bust so far.
Yeah, they like to stack these cases up. Take all the little guys down at once.
Right. Drug sweep nets 35. It's the only way to get the press to notice. So what's next?
Let's get Jolene in. Get her up to speed.
She can't come in. She's on course. Surveillance techniques. Rumor has it there's an opening.
She wants to get into surveillance? That's the dullest job on the job.
There's a big turnover. She sees it as kind of a fast-track position. You know, if you want somebody to take over for Jolene while she's away, I got just the guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, Doug Gardner, an old buddy from the academy. Still pounding a beat, but he's got 3 citations for his work. He is a very heavy dude.
I'll give it some thought.
Fieldstein. Yeah, he's here. It's for you.
McMahon?
Hi, Charlie. It's Lloyd Harden.
Hi, Lloyd. How'd you know I was here?
It's my job to know where people are. So, where do we meet?
So did S.I. McPhee tell you what this is all about?
He roughed it in. This perp, she identify anybody in particular?
Just that it was 2 undercover cops.
Wrong. It's not my guys.
Do you have some idea who else it could be?
Maybe. But we'll take care of it ourselves.
Yourselves?
Yeah. So long as you keep out of our way.
So, what'd he say?
He said he'd think about it.
That's it?
Don't worry, Charlie trusts me implicitly. It's in the bag, practically.
It's just, man, I need a leg up, you know?
I'll tell him Doug Gardner's the most dedicated cop I've ever met.
You mean that?
It's the truth, Dudley.
Hey, I thought we agreed.
Dudley Do-Right, king of the class. That's what we called you back at the academy, and we were right.
Malcolm, I'm not a GD cartoon.
Hey, Doug, you playing or
I'm
what?
playing! Get off my back!
Well, if Lloyd says he can handle it, great. Let him handle it. The department has enough trouble without another PR miss.
I don't know, Kirk. Something about his attitude makes me edgy.
Defeat is ours.
Hand-eye coordination, that's the key.
Now if we could just stop hitting the board entirely. Hey, Earl, can we get a couple of Kilkenny down here? Kilkenny, right, Doug?
Nah, I'm driving.
Make that 1. Charlie, S.I. McPhee. Didn't know you guys were into darts.
Hey, Interdepartmental Communications is deeply committed to darts.
Mr. McMahon, S.I. McPhee, Doug Gardner, 11 Division.
Constable Gardner, I saw your commendation in the last newsletter.
Yes, sir, I was honored.
Yeah, feels good to get a bit back every once in a while, doesn't it? How do you know this cowboy?
Doug and I went through the academy together.
That's so.
2 lamest little guys in our class. But he taught me computers, and I taught him how to run an obstacle course.
Yeah, he was like greased lightning even before he turned into the ever-loving Hulk.
Hey, what's with you and the cartoon characters? Besides, I ain't green. Keep trying to get Malcolm into a gym, but if there's no keyboard attached, he ain't interested.
You noticed that too, huh?
He's so in love with his mouse, I used to call him Mickey.
Hey!
Anyway, Malcolm was saying maybe you might be interested in talking to me about...
His Corvette. You ought to see this thing, Charlie. A fully restored 58 Corvette. A thing of beauty.
You bought a Corvette?
Well, I really needed it. Been working on it all winter. I'll be paying it off for the rest of my life, but you only live once, right?
Yeah, so come out and have a look.
And there's something else we wanted to talk to you about.
Fine. Be right back, Kirk. So what was all that about?
I just didn't want Doug bugging you in front of the SI.
Sorry, I just like to cut to the chase, you know. And Malcolm already told you I'd be a perfect replacement for Jolene, right?
Not a replacement exactly, but...
Look out! What the hell? Doug, you okay? I'm going after those guys now!
Hey, Doug, hold on.
They shot my friggin' Corvette!
Charlie, what happened?
Silver Toyota. Pretty new. Guy riding shotgun had an automatic.
They fired at you?
Just blasted away. Missed us by 10 yards. Who's on this thing? I want some pursuit.
He okay?
Yeah, he's just blowing off steam.
You get a look at the shooters?
Ski masks, gloves, dark windbreakers.
Didn't get the plates.
Hey, McPhee, will you tell these lame-brained slugs to get this thing rolling before it's too late? Ah, never mind.
Doug, hold on. You gotta make a statement.
I'll do it tomorrow.
What's eating him?
They shot his car.
Hope his insurance covers drive-bys.
Drive-by? You think this was a random shooting?
You think different?
I don't know, but Hannah said somebody could get hurt, remember?
Maybe you better go see this pusher again.
That's her place on the right. This should be interesting. Oh, by the way, do you have your gun?
My gun?
She may be the shooter, and knowing Hannah, one way or the other, she's probably armed.
You sure it's not a random drive-by?
Maybe. But Hannah sure as hell knew I was on this case. Don't look so worried. You're safe.
How can you be so sure?
With automatic weapons? If they wanted us dead, we'd be dead.
Well, that's comforting.
Her door's open. Hannah?
McMahon, got a busted arm.
What happened?
What do you think? Man, why'd I trust you?
I didn't tell anybody.
That being the case, the guy was just plain psycho.
Tell me.
I'm sitting here watching the tube when, blam, the door comes crashing in. 3 locks. Guy's a freak. He storms across the room, and before I can say a thing, wham, I'm on the floor. Then dumps that wall unit over on me. Stereo, TV.
Try and keep still until we can get an ambulance.
Who are you, man?
Malcolm. Could you identify the man? If not, did he say anything, give you a reason?
He was nuts. Said I shot his car.
What?
Ever see him before?
I got nothing more to say to you.
Just because Doug beat on her doesn't mean she didn't do the drive-by.
Sure. Could have been some other dealers, or Lloyd's unnamed suspects, or Bozo the Clown, for that matter. But this is a different issue. How did Doug find Hannah? What did you tell him?
He was my best friend in the academy. I was bragging a bit, was all.
Details?
I told him I was going to get him in, subbing for Jolene. Well, I thought I might be able to. He was real keen.
So you gave him details?
Yeah, some.
Enough for him to find Hannah. What else?
Charlie, I was showing off. I told him everything, and that's why he thought Hannah was shooting at us. And that's probably all there is to it. He blew his stack and did something stupid.
So that makes it okay? He's just a cop with a psycho temper.
I didn't say that. At the academy, he was the best, very keen.
Ambitious?
A bit more than that. He drove us all, but in a good way. All he ever wanted to do was good. This pumping iron stuff, it changed him. His head got big along with his biceps, you know?
And that means we should ignore what he did?
Our job is to catch the guys ripping off the dealers, not wreck my friend's life. He just lost his temper.
It's assault, Malcolm. I'm not going to let it slide.
They'll turf him for sure.
Hannah's on her way to the hospital. He's a cop. You go see him tomorrow. Tell him to turn himself in. Or I'm going to report it myself.
Come on. 4 more reps. 1. 1 more. 3. Last one. You can do it. Breathe. Breathe. And rest.
Hi, Doug.
Malcolm. What brings you down here?
I just thought I'd check the place out.
Thinking of joining?
Maybe.
Oh, Malcolm. This is Curly, my trainer. And you're the pal from 15 Division, right?
That's me. Did you have any membership forms or...
Tell you what, I've got promo kits in the office. I'll go get you one.
Great. Doug, the old guy and I ended up at Hannah's last night, just after you left.
What'd she tell you?
Not much. She was in too much pain.
But enough.
Enough? You broke her arm. She was scared to death, and if she hadn't made a slip about shooting the car, we wouldn't have had a clue.
She deserved it.
No, you went off like a firecracker with a bad fuse, and Charlie won't let it pass. He says you turn yourself in, or he'll do it for you.
Oh, that's crap.
No, that's a fact.
And maybe I need to have a talk with him, too.
Need to have a talk? Damn it all, Doug, what's happened to you? We're the good guys, remember?
Yeah, and I did a bad thing to a bad person. I gotta turn myself in for that.
It's the best chance you've got for saving your career.
Forget it. The dealer won't talk.
Doug, don't get irrational.
I'm irrational. You call this...
Here we go.
Irrational?
Package.
Oh, the hell with it. The hell with it all.
Doug, hold on.
What set him off this time?
Something I said.
Talk about mood swings, eh?
Never used to blow up. He's out of control.
Yeah, some guys, they get aggressive. It's the training program, but he thinks it's worth it.
He's always on me to sign up. Says it would help my career.
Yeah. You should talk to Doug about it. Get the details. You'd be amazed at the kind of help you can get. I mean, guys your size, you can't get the kind of bulk you need any other way.
Charlie?
Just a sec. I just have to seat this watt spring. And... there. Done. So what did he say?
Nothing much, but he's doing steroids.
That explains the mood swings.
Yeah, I thought that's the key. He can go in, tell them about his problem, get off with a suspension, some drug counseling. He'll be fine.
So you talked some sense into him?
I tried. He got mad and took off.
I'm sorry.
There's something else, Charlie. I'm being followed.
You sure?
Hannah said it was narcs robbed her, so I opened up vehicle requisition records, wrote down some of their license plate numbers, FTR 144. It's registered to Lloyd Harden.
Detective Harden.
What do you want?
Just wondered if you could tell me why you're following my friend here.
Who says I am?
I do, ever since I left the gym.
How'd you make me?
Trade secret.
Why have you got him under surveillance?
I can't tell you that.
Well, I guess I'll have to talk to McPhee about it then.
Well, you do what you want to do, McMahon, but know this. I got a 2-year investigation about to go down in flames because of your poking around. You wreck my case, and I'll make sure your buddy here languishes in records until the day he dies.
First, let's run every case Harden's currently working on.
Given how he plays his cards, do you think they'll be in here?
Well, some of them have to be, or somebody up the food chain would be asking why.
I'm in.
Is Hannah there?
Oh, yeah. Along with about 10 guys. Now what?
Any way you can trace who's been looking at Hannah's files?
Sure. How far back?
3 months.
You got it. Oh, boy.
What?
I got Doug.
He had to get Hannah's address someplace.
Yeah, but he was looking at her file a month ago.
What are you doing now?
Searching by Doug's name. He's logged on to 15 TO drug suspects in the last 3 months.
He's a beat cop. How in the hell does he get access in the first place?
I taught him.
I'm a 15-year veteran of this force.
And I'm a detective who resigned under a dark cloud, but I never ever tried pulling a number like this.
And what kind of a number is that?
You tell me.
No, you tell me!
Boys, calm down. We're all on the same side here. Let's work together.
I run undercover operations. I can't come skulking down to HQ every time I got a tricky decision to make.
Agreed. But that doesn't give you a license to harass and intimidate anybody who gets in your way.
I do what I have to do.
Yeah, and where do you draw the line?
Keep it up and you'll find out.
No line?
No line till I get my bust. And that includes your steroid goblin buddy.
My steroid goblin? You strafed the Corvette, didn't you?
Prove it.
Who in the hell am I working for?
The car? You shot up a cop's car?
I'll deny it.
Okay, that's it. I mean, what is this? Ego night in Canada? Lloyd, you're going to tell us everything about your case. And Charlie, you are never going to mention that GD Corvette again. Got it? Got it?
I'm listening.
Hardin?
Okay. I got an operation called Dustbuster. Target was a chain of middle-level Toronto ecstasy dealers. I put 3 guys on the street, young and pretty. They hit the rave scene. We're into year 2, and we got files that stretch all the way from the club dealers to the international suppliers. We're ready to move within weeks if things don't screw up.
Which brings us to Doug Gardner.
First time I saw him was maybe 8 months ago. We got a dealer staked out on Tyndale, and this van pulls up out front. These 2 guys get out, go up, knock on the door. We're running tape, and what we hear inside is a shakedown. Guy claims he's a cop.
But you sit tight.
Well, we've got to sit tight. If we go in, maybe we blow our whole case. Maybe all the cases if the word gets out. So we hang tough, but we phone in a call for another surveillance unit, put them on Gardner and his buddy, who turns out to be your old friend Curly Fagan, who another unit is watching on another case.
Steroid sales?
Very good. Totally different class of user, but the same old game. Dealer's the dealer, right?
Then what?
Well, then we find out the guy really is a cop.
Why didn't you turn him in then?
Same problem. The case has got to hit the papers. We've got to testify. Our sting goes down the tubes. We decided to see how it played out. But all that changed when you got involved.
Okay, makes sense. What's your next move?
I'm not sure. Your buddy Doug's out of control. I mean, Curly isn't a problem, but Doug, I can't scare him off. I can't run him in. And as long as he's out there, I got trouble I don't need.
One way or the other, it's time to get him off the street.
You got something conclusive to say, just say it.
I don't know where to start.
At the beginning. Why'd you want to be a cop?
I don't remember.
I do. I was a kid watching TV, probably Dragnet or something, and I remember thinking, I want to be one of those guys. A good guy.
Yes, I recall those shows were all black and white.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, that's an easy way out, isn't it? The world's more complicated than I expected, so it's okay to be corrupt?
I was doing the community a service messing those guys up.
That's a load of crap, and you know it.
Do I?
You can't break the law and enforce it at the same time. You messed up.
Look, you want to bust me? Just do it.
We're not trying to bust you. We're trying to save your soul.
My soul?
Talk as tough as you want. You didn't join the force because you were corrupt. You joined hoping to do some good. Everybody does. Maybe it was the job drove you to the steroids. I don't know. But you've got to see yourself for what you've become and change it.
I was great at the academy. Drive, character, it counted for something. Out on the street, you need more. Rousting a drunk or facing down a pimp, size makes a difference. I saw it every day. Look at me. Shortest guy in my class. So I joined the gym. I worked out hard. But it didn't make much difference. Till Curly offered to help.
And he got you going on the steroids?
It's not just the bulk. You get to feeling invincible.
Some trip from an invincible cop to extortionist.
Curly kind of turned into my best friend. One night we were out putting back some beers, and he says, "How'd you like to bust a dealer tonight?" I'm half in the bag. Got a testosterone chip on my shoulder, so I say, "Show me the way." It was easy. I took the guy's stash and fleshed it, put his cash in our pockets, and I told him, "You're out of business, dude." Next day, guy left town.
So it worked.
Yeah. That was how it started. Never really thought about how it was going to end. Now what?
You go fishing with me.
What?
We need you out of the picture for 2 weeks. Give the drug guys the room they need to do their job without any worries about you blowing up.
You think I can't control myself?
We both know it.
And then what?
You come back here, post your resignation.
So I'm through.
At least you won't be charged.
No. That's not good enough. We go away. I get off steroids. Then I come back and turn myself in.
But why do that?
That's what you do, isn't it, Malcolm?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's what a good cop would do. Hey, Malcolm.
Yeah, Doug?
Thanks.
You have been listening to Pumped Up, this week's episode of our series, The Old Guy by Paul LeDoux. Featured in the cast tonight, Robert Haley as Charlie McMahon, William Colgate as Kirk, Ryan Rogerson as Malcolm Fieldstein. With them, you also heard Brenda Bazinet as Hannah Andrews, Derek Boys as Lloyd Harden, Michael Caruana as Doug Gardner, and Derek Murchie as Curly Fagan. The music was composed and conducted by Milan Kymlick. The recording engineer was Wayne Richards. Sound effects were by Matt Wilcott. Colleen Woods was the associate producer. Our coordinating producer is Barry Morgan. The program was produced and directed in Toronto by Bill Howell, the executive producer of the Mystery Project. I'm Bob Boving, thanking you for listening and inviting your comments. See you next week.